Hello everybody and welcome back to more Let's Play Final Fantasy VIII. Today we're taking on the Omega weapon, so it's time that I get my junctions out of the way. First thing that I do is I'm using amnesia greens to get rid of abilities that I don't need so I can junction properly to get ready for the Omega weapon fight. This boss is no pushover. All of the other bosses in the game require as minimal effort as possible. Even the final boss. This boss, on the other hand, is no joke. This thing can rape you. Seriously, this is one of those bosses that has the initiative to basically kill you within the first turn of the fight. It's that dickish. Now, what I'm doing is I'm actually trying to get all of the abilities that I need to learn. HP plus 80, ability times 4, strength plus 60%, strength plus 40%, and magic plus 60%. Basically what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to set it up where Squall gets 255 in attack, Zell gets 255 in attack, and Rinoa gets at least up to 250 in magic. Because of her limit breaker, Angel Wings, she actually has the ability to go berserk, get her magic stat times 5, whatever it is, so at 255, it's just going to get a huge attack boost. And if you junction her the right way, and you have the right spells in your, what the hell is that? Your magic stat. If you have all of your spells in the right order on your magic page, then what she's going to do is she's going to spam magic, and it's going to hit powerful. Now, if you junction it the correct way, what's going to happen is you're going to get magic. The magic spell Meteor is going to be junctioned in a way where it gets cast every single time, and it hits for about a good 7,000 damage each hit. And Meteor is a multi-hit spell, so you do the math. Essentially, if she could hit for 9,999, she would about be doing upwards of 90,000 damage a turn when she's in limit break state. So yeah. Now, what I'm doing is I'm actually dumping off all of the spells that I do not need to use in order to initialize this. Now, one thing is, I actually did a mistake here, and what I was doing was when I was rearranging all of my magic, what I did is I actually rearranged the spell Meteor all the way to the back. Now that's bad, because you want Meteor as high in the list as possible, and you want Ultima right underneath, because it goes in junction. Whatever spell is the highest priority in the list is the one she will cast most often. And considering she only has 2 spells, Meteor most times is the spell you want at the top of the list if you want to spam for at least that 90,000 damage. Now, one thing I'm doing right now is I'm actually showing off the infinite money trick. If you buy cottages at the S-Star shop, you can convert them into mega potions and then essentially sell the mega potions for killing. It's kind of broken, but I mean, if you need money and you want to get them, what the hell are those? Those elixirs? Do it. Seriously, it's actually, I recommend it. But after a while, you can just buy them. You can use the cottages, make mega potions, and then create elixirs. And all you really need is this. So I'm sorting out my inventory. You want to have X potions, elixirs at the top of your list for healing, and hero just in case, and Phoenix down, obviously. And everything else can go at the bottom of your list. It doesn't really matter. All you want to do is make sure your characters can live, and you can heal yourself back up to full. That's the main point. Alright. So now we have to take on this bastard, but there is a way to set it up. So I'm actually showing off all my junctions. So this is all my magic. Fall Life HP, Regen, Ultimate, Reflect, Triple Haste, Meteor. Nothing really special, the standard stuff that I've had before. I don't know why I'm trying to junction something. Don't worry about triple, you're a magic user. I was just adding Kiraja because why the fuck not? For abilities, I have magic plus 20, 40, 60, and HP plus 80%. To get her at least up into the 9,000s. Same thing for Squall, HP, strength 60, encounter none because I don't feel like dealing with any encounters right now. Alright, full life, blah 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 blah, the standard stuff, nothing really bad about it. Same thing with Zell. Zell basically has the same junctions as Squall, so nothing really too much different, except for luck plus 50 because why the fuck not? Alright, so what you need to do is you need to switch to your other party members here, and then you have to take your party members and then you bring them over to this bell area, just right outside of the portrait gallery. There's this rope that is connected to a bell. And what this does is, once you ring the bell, this initiates the Omega Weapon to appear, but you only have 60 seconds to get to the Omega Weapon before it disappears. That's why you have the two different portals to switch between teams, so you can actually initialize that, so you can actually go first the Omega Weapon. But this fight, so this right now is actually my bad junctions. I do not win the fight with these junctions, considering I did a lot of mistakes with particularly Renault and Zell. I forgot that Zell was doing auto battle when I was doing Armageddon Fist as Limit Breaker, which is crap. So I have to actually turn that on, but I mean, I lasted in the fight for quite a while before it died. Now, in the PC version, determined by your level, the Omega Weapon can actually have less health than its max that it usually has. But this is the PlayStation version, meaning it still has 1,000,000 HP. The entire fight took over 20 minutes. This one was a failed attempt that took 12 minutes. You can see my frustration. So we have the failed fight of the Omega Weapon. At least, what I'm going to explain is the junctions and what you should do. First thing, everybody in the party should cast Aura except for one person that casts Meltdown. You want to drop Omega's weapon's defense to 0 as soon as possible. Hopefully it hits the first time. Sometimes it takes 2 or 3 times for Meltdown to even work. It's a bitch. Once you do that, get the remaining party members to get into their Limit Breaker states. Renoa, you want her to use Angel Wing. Obviously, you want Zell to start using Armageddon Fist. And Squall, obviously, Renosuke. So once you do that, get into the fight, get everything done. God damn it, I hate this fight. And then I died later. Much later. But before that, I actually wanted to show this off because this was the only time I actually got this to work. So I actually got into Limit Breaker mode and got Lionheart. This is the only time in all my fights, in all my runs of this boss fight during this playthrough, that actually happened. So I'm like, God damn it. And I just wanted to show it off. I mean, you've seen it before, but my God, it's still a badass Limit Breaker that deserves its praise. I love you, Lionheart. Okay, and now this is where I die. Omega Weapon used... Amiga? No, not Amigo. Amigo Flame! Because it's Spanish. But time for a new strategy. It just killed me. So, one thing about this fight, I'm rejunctioning to make sure that Ultima is not the one at the very front. I'm making that Meteor, so she'll cast Meteor every single time. I'm also making sure that everybody is junctioned for speed. This is the main concern you want now. You want your characters to be junctioned to be as fast as possible. The Omega Weapon actually cannot execute its next attack unless you give it a chance. So what you want to do is you want Omega Weapon to have 0% chance of doing that. Now, Omega Weapon only needs 1 second to cast its next technique. So what you do is by constantly attacking it with limit breakers, you actually prevent it from using its next attack. In order to do so, you must be extremely fast. That's why I'm junctioning everybody in my party to be extremely fast so you can ignore that junction setup. So what happens is, it doesn't actually count off the rounds of a second and just make it the intervals smaller. It actually resets that interval of that 1 second every time you attack it. So by using that to your advantage, if you move faster than that 1 second interval, then you kick its ass. But honestly, it is extremely hard because, fuck. Now, one thing I would like to note about this fight is, I got extremely good at the button combinations. Like, I can actually press the button so fast that it takes me less than a second. Like, honestly, sometimes I move my fingers so fast, I think it's like 0.25 seconds. It's fast. But anyways, I think it's time for a montage. While I continue to talk about this fight because I can't get copyright shit. So this song is... Let me look it up because I have it right here. Ugh. Oh, god damn it. Never mind, forget it. Oh, there it is. Okay, Cho Super Dragon Soul Fist, and it's the theme of Goku from Dragon Ball Z Kai. Honestly, the reason why I chose this song is because it just seems like fight music worthy of this boss fight. Just... ugh. Now, as you can see, Renoa spams Meteor relatively quickly. She is actually the fastest person in this party, but the person doing the most damage in this fight is actually Zell, because if you are fast enough to perform Armageddon Fist, then there is no chance for the Omega Weapon. You can actually spam... how much? I think you can get at least over 150,000 HP gone on this thing, depending on how fast you are and how long you have to attack this. But the two main killers of this fight are definitely Renoa and Zell, because they have the most hits. Squall doesn't do as much as I would like, but nonetheless, he still does a great amount of damage. Now look at that, I had 12 seconds to perform any techniques. Now, one thing to note, I only spam Booyah and... what was the other one? I'm trying to remember. I can't even see it, it's just moving to a Punch Rush or something like that. I think that's what I'm seeing. Yeah, Punch Rush. Those two, if you use them in conjunction with each other next to each other, those are the most spammable moves in the entire move pool that Zell has. And honestly, you want to use those two because they may not do max damage, but damn, they still do a whopping 5,000 and 4,000, so it's really good to abuse, and sometimes they get over 9,000. Look at that! Renoa just spammed Meteor and then spammed Meteor again. I love Renoa. Her Limit Breaker is really abusive if you set it up the right way. And another 12 seconds. This game just wants me to win. And one thing to note about this fight, when I was fighting him, I stopped recording and I paused my game and actually came in and said, I'm gonna win this fight. I'm gonna record this. It's kind of ridiculous how that happened. I had an instinct that I knew I was gonna win and I needed to record this or I would rage quit. And thank God I did. And soon, this boss will finally go down. And it's funny how I end the fight. Armageddon Fist, I end on 0.001 of a second. That is one way to go to hell out. Thank God. This bastard cost me so much trouble. I'm glad he is dead. And now it is time to tell you the truth after this entire fight. This was my first time beating the Omega Weapon ever. Yeah. I never took on this boss because I was afraid of it. But guess what? I just kicked its ass. Whew! That was a hard motherfucker to beat. And I admit it. And I've versed other bosses, and I've versed the freaking boss from Final Fantasy IX, and that thing didn't give me as much trouble as this bastard did sometimes. I don't know. Anyways, after you beat him, you get 3 stars, which doesn't really do much, and you get one special thing once I find it, but I'm too stupid, and since this was the first time I've ever beaten the Omega Weapon, I don't know where the hell it's at. So I'm looking for it, and I'm thinking maybe it's under information. At the very bottom, you get Proof of Omega. You defeated the world's strongest monster, Omega Weapon, in Ultimisi's castle. You are the finest fighter in the world. I better be, because that bastard caused me more grief than you know. At least he's dead now. At least he's dead. Okay, so, next time, people, it's time to end the game. And it's going to be a special end game. It's going to be linked to the beginning of the game. Well, sort of. But I hope you guys will enjoy it, because this is the end of Final Fantasy VIII. And as always, everyone, thank you all for watching. I'll see you guys for the finale of Final Fantasy VIII. See you guys next time.